community paramedicine, environmental initiatives, and Fayette County's Needle Exchange. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Neil Noah, and this is Lexington Now. Lexington's fire department is in a unique position to help people who may not necessarily be in an emergency situation, but don't know where else to turn but to 911. That is where community paramedicine comes in. We were on hand for the official introduction.
We are here to talk about a win-win, a win for the city and a win for citizens. We are today announcing the Community Paramedicine Pilot Project, which is a new service for our citizens and for our fire department. It allows firefighters to take a more comprehensive approach to the care of patients who have a high dependence on E911. Now, let me first give you a few numbers. In 2017, Lexington's 11 ambulances responded to 48,238 calls. That's 48,238 calls. Now, with that in mind, just 266 people accounted for 9% of those calls. That is almost 4,300 calls from 266 people in 1 year. So clearly, we can make improvements. Clearly, something was wrong. We drilled down into the numbers, and then we looked at what other cities were doing. We found community paramedicine. It's an expansion of emergency medical care, offering a new level of help to people who frequently dial 911 for assistance with chronic concerns, such as mobility issues or transportation. Chief Chilton is going to give us a few examples of how this works in just a minute. Now, through this pilot program, we are finding that we can help many patients reach a new level of independence and a better quality of life. At the same time, we hope this program will bring us improved efficiency. We hope that it will level off the growing demand for emergency medical services and ensure emergency vehicles are available for life-threatening emergencies. Now, this is a big deal. Medical run volume has grown an average of 7.5% a year for the last 3 years. It's very important to meet everyone's medical needs, but it's also important to be efficient and use our resources wisely. Now, this pilot project, which is funded through a federal grant, will end in May, and at that time we will be evaluating the program's effectiveness. So far, our results are positive.
Traditionally, our role as firefighters is very reactive. We receive a call for help and respond by starting patient care and transporting to a hospital, at which our job is done. The Community Paramedicine Program allows us to change the way we help people in a medical emergency by becoming more proactive. By investing time in learning more about the patients and their problem, we are able to provide better long-term solutions and follow-up care to ensure all their needs are being met. Even though we are still in the very early stages of the program, we have already seen some positive results. To demonstrate how this program works, I will give you 2 quick examples. The first involves a homeless person. This person had a service dog that was not current on its vaccinations. Because of this, the owner could not stay in a group shelter. In order to have a place to stay at night during this winter, this person would call 911 and ask to go to the hospital to have a warm place to stay. We made numerous responses for this issue. The community paramedics reached out to see if there was anything that we could do to help. Our firefighters contacted a local vet who donated the needed vaccinations. Now the owner and the dog can find shelter whenever they need, and it is no longer she resorts to calling 911. By taking time to find the true source of the problem, our firefighters created a better outcome for everyone. In another example, we had a patient who would fall and was not able to get back into bed. This person called for assistance 30 times in 1 month. Our community paramedics went to this patient's home to see if there were underlying problems that we could help solve. Armed with more information and the help of community partners, we were able to get a lift device for that patient to use in their home. It has been several months now, and this person is able to maintain their independence without calling 911. This program will profoundly change emergency medical care in Lexington. In the past, we can only provide these services needed to solve a patient's immediate medical problem. Now we are taking a more holistic approach. Through home visits, education, and individual assessments, we are helping patients get the help they need for the best overall outcome and not just a short-term solution. The results will be a stronger, more effective fire department. We have always provided quality care for Lexington, and now we will be doing it better and more efficiently.
Do you ever wonder what happens to all the leaves and branches you put in your yard waste container throughout the year? Environmental Initiative Specialist Lauren Monahan tells us.
We're here today to bring you information about an upcoming event for any resident of Lexington. The Division of Waste Management collects yard waste throughout the year, and after about a 6-month composting process, the yard waste is ready to be given back to residents of Lexington as mulch material. You can use this in your yards and your gardens to help beautify and enrich your soil. We hope you participate in this event, which will be held on Saturday, March 24th at the old landfill training facility located at 1631 Old Frankfort Pike. The entrance to these events is always via Jimmy Campbell Drive, so look for event signage and volunteers to help direct you through the event site. Every resident is eligible to pick up to 1 pickup truck load of mulch, and there will also be a self-service area for those with vehicles that don't have a bed of a pickup truck. You can pull up and bring shovels and yard waste bags, buckets, whatever tools that you'd like to load mulch into in the self-loading area. Make sure you don't miss this event on Saturday, March 24th from 8 a.m. until noon or until supplies last. This event is first come, first serve, and for more information, please visit us at www.lexingtonky/livegreen.
We continue our conversation with Lauren as she talks about the city's Loan-A-Box program for larger scale disposal needs.
We're here today to talk a little bit about our curbside collection program here in Lexington for those that receive regular city waste pickup each week. We all know here in Lexington that the green cart is for landfill-bound waste or your regular garbage. The blue cart is, of course, for recycling material, and the gray cart is for yard waste material. We also accept a wide variety of items such as mattresses, tires, and other bulky items like furniture or excess bagged waste at the curbside every single week for your disposal convenience. But a lot of people have questions when it comes to move-outs or home renovations or just spring cleaning in general when you expect to have a lot of excess waste to dispose of. Lexington Fayette Urban County Government is pleased to offer the Loan-A-Box program to Fayette County residents. This program is a great way to dispose of excess waste in an easy and convenient and affordable way. There's a variety of different materials that aren't necessarily picked up at the curbside through our regular curbside collection program. We accept construction, demolition material, small amounts of bricks and concrete, those materials that we do not regularly pick up. So this would be a great program to participate in if you do have those home renovation projects going on and have this type of material to dispose of. The Loan-A-Box program is available to not just those residents that receive residential weekly city waste pickup, but also those within the urban service district that receive private city pickup. For more information on eligibility, availability, as well as making your reservation and confirming payment over the phone, you can call LexCall 311 and ask for the Loan-A-Box program. You can also go to the website anytime at www.lexingtonky.gov/Loan-A-Box. We encourage you to visit our website or call our office directly to find out more information, especially regarding the availability at the time of your call. Our customer service representatives will be happy to assist you in figuring out what will best fit your needs for your project. We also accept credit card payments now, which makes payment even easier. Please note that payments are needed in advance and that availability is limited, so please call as far in advance as possible.
After the break, a look at Fayette County Health Department's Needle Exchange program.
This is Tom Leach. A team plays their best when they're prepared. They have a plan so they know what to do to win. Just like a winning team, your family needs to be prepared for emergencies, severe weather, power outages, flooding, and fires. The Kentucky Emergency Management Association, along with your local emergency management agency, want you to be prepared. Be aware of potentially dangerous conditions. Put together an emergency kit for your home, office, and vehicle. Have a family emergency plan and update it regularly. For more information, visit BeReadyLexington.com.
We have an abundance of beauty and natural resources here in the Bluegrass. More miles of running water than any state in the continental U.S. You may not know it, but all our creeks and streams catch water directly from storm sewers on our streets. That means when someone tosses a cigarette butt on Main or Vine, chances are good it'll end up in Town Branch. Leave some pet waste on a sidewalk near Versailles Road, it goes into Wolf Run Creek. So please, don't trash the Bluegrass.
Welcome back to the show. Recent years have seen an unfortunate explosion in the use of opioids, and along with that, there has also been a steady rise in the diseases spread by the use of dirty needles. Fayette County's Needle Exchange program is designed to stop that spread.
This is Needle Exchange Day at the Lexington Fayette County Health Department.
We see a variety of clients from all socioeconomic backgrounds, races and ethnicities. About 60% of our clients who use the Needle Exchange program are men and about 40% women.
Dr. Craig Humbaugh is the Lexington Fayette County Health Department Commissioner. He and his staff run the program, which launched in 2015.
You know, when clients come in, we want them to feel comfortable. We want to build some trust with the clients. We try to meet people where they are, and the folks that we're serving are people who inject drugs. So they come in and they see the person and they get a number usually. If there's a wait, they then see the exchanger. The exchanger, if this is their first time, will ask them a series of questions. It's anonymous, but they do get a card with a unique identifier on it. And they can present that card when they come back so we know that they're a return client.
The purpose of the exchange is to stop the spread of diseases and keep dirty needles off the streets, playgrounds, and other public places.
Well, we know that this is a major health issue for our community and Kentucky as a whole, and we feel that it's our responsibility to to help folks who are in this situation, who are negatively affected from a health perspective from injection drug use. HIV and hepatitis B and C are the ones that are the diseases that we commonly talk about that are spread by using dirty needles. And that's why it's so important for us to get clients to use a clean needle every time.
I've been coming here since y'all opened, and they always tell me every time that when I'm ready, just to come talk to you, and I think I might be ready. I don't.
In addition to clean needles, exchange clients can also get tested for diseases and talk to trained counselors.
So that if our clients decide that that's the day that they want to get clean, they can talk with the counselor and many times very quickly set up some type of a treatment program. So more than 100 of our clients have taken advantage of that.
The Needle Exchange, through grant funding, also offers Narcan, the medicine which reverses opioid overdose.
The idea to give naloxone or Narcan is so that people in the home or community setting, especially those who know or live with someone that injects drugs, can be available with Narcan or naloxone to be able to use that. And we want them to be able to be willing and able to use it.
The program's growth in popularity among people from all Fayette County zip codes and even surrounding counties is what Dr. Humbaugh calls a sad success.
We've seen an increased number of folks who've used the program. Still about 15% of our clients each month are brand new. So there is still demand, growing demand for the program, unfortunately.
Kevin Hall, the public information officer for the health department, is a huge proponent of the Needle Exchange.
This is the Dr. Rice C. Leach Community Room, and this is where we have the Needle Exchange program every Friday. First thing you see when you step in is you see our sign of the hands on the wall. These are the people who built this program, and it just reminds the people who use this about the human effort and human involvement that came through. In here is one of our needle exchange rooms. This is where the clients actually come in and bring their used needles in exchange for the clean ones. Over here, take a look. This is just an afternoon's worth, a couple of hours of people who have brought in their used needles. Our staff never touches these. These come in containers. The client takes them, dumps them in there. We never exchange and touch anything because we want to keep it as safe and clean as possible for our staff. Staff member would sit here, participant would sit here. We give them forms to look at, fill out. One of the things that a lot of people in the community don't understand is that they have rights and responsibilities, that each person who comes in here has to say that I will abide by these things. Some of that is as simple as I have to make sure that I'm not injecting here on the property. I'm not going next door and doing this. You're not buying or selling anything. We don't want people selling drugs here on the property. Yeah, I want to show you this message board because this is just something that I honestly look at every time I pass because it speaks to me as someone who's lost a family member to an overdose, and for someone who sees what this community is going through. These messages, they grab me every time. Now, it's worth noting that this is the third version of this that we've had, so it may look a little bare right now, but it's because it's filled up and we have to erase it and save it. You can see here, even an old tree with deep roots shed their dead leaves and sprout new life. And imagine coming in here and knowing that you need help and you know you're doing something that you probably shouldn't be doing, and seeing this message of encouragement. It's reinforcing that I matter, I'm human, I do have someone who cares about me, and it's everyone in this building, it's everyone in this program, and we are thankful that they're here today.
Every year, the Division of Water Quality awards grants to environmentally focused projects throughout the community. Chris Dent tells us what is involved in the process.
Our water quality management fee, 10% of that goes back into the Stormwater Incentive Grant Program. And that 10% then goes out to the ratepayers every year. So we get about $1.3 million a year from the revenues from the stormwater management fee that goes back into this grant program. The three things that we look for on each of the grants is whether it meets stormwater quality, stormwater quantity, or providing education about one of those two factors. We provide the applications online, and we try to be as transparent as possible from the beginning. We provide score sheets, we provide a sample agreement along with other documentation so they can sort of see what the program would be like. They'll fill out the application form. That comes in, the Division of Water Quality staff reviews it, scores it per the score sheet that the fees board has put together. We provide, the staff at the Division of Water Quality provides it recommendations to our director. The director then decides and provides recommendations onto the Water Quality Fees Board. The Fees Board decides who ultimately receives the grants with the available funds that are there. After that, an agreement is worked out, signed, it goes through council's process in order to be able to provide funding from the government. To date, we've had over 100 grants in the neighborhood grants, the education, and the infrastructures. Some of the big infrastructure grants are the Clausen Group, which is a local landscaping company here in Lexington, received a grant, and they've been able to provide permeable pavers for one of their parking lots, a bioretention basin with a water quality unit on it, and then also a rainwater harvesting tank that they're able to use some of the water that they collect off their roof and actually use it for part of their business. As well, they also did a little example of a green roof right at the entrance of their building. The Montessori Middle School out on Stone Road, they ended up getting a feasibility study, which then turned into a stream construction project. Now they've taken an urban stream which was eroding and causing downstream issues with sediment, and have gone in and put in a more naturalized stream within the city of Lexington, and it looks like something that you would see out in Daniel Boone National Forest as opposed to something you would typically see in Lexington. Our Class A neighborhood project, I'm going to talk to you about Friends of Wolf Run. They are consistently receiving grants. They work with a lot of the individual neighborhoods within the Wolf Run watershed, doing stream restorations, invasive species removals, plantings. And the great thing about the Friends of Wolf Run is they get a lot of volunteers to come out and help with the projects themselves. A couple of the education grants that we've had, Living Arts and Science Center has done a consistent job of applying and receiving grants, and they do a lot of stuff on the north end of town where they're able to provide stormwater education to the kids and the community members up there. This year, the Water Quality Fees Board awarded 19 different grants, 7 neighborhood grants, 5 education, and 7 infrastructure grants. Not all of them were fully funded for what they were requesting, but that depends each year upon how many funds are available and how much money is there. Those ranged from stream restoration projects in some of the neighborhoods, doing some work within some of the city park areas that is driven by the citizens who frequent those parks. We've been looking at some of the different schools and organizations that have outreach to the kids and to those neighborhoods. And then the infrastructure grants are from stream restoration projects to permeable pavers and bioretention systems. The applications will be online around mid-February, and for this fiscal year. Previous fiscal years, I believe, are still online, so that way if you are interested, you can still look at it and start to see what different topics and ideas that are out there and start getting your information ready for your applications.
Several meetings are on the televised schedule at City Hall this week, including the General Government and Social Services Committee and the Council Work Session on Tuesday, and the Planning Commission, followed by the regular council meeting on Thursday. As always, you can watch these meetings live, as well as our other programming right here on Lex TV channel 185 or on our live stream, and find any meeting archived at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV, or find other programming on our YouTube channel at Lex TV. That's all for this edition of Lexington Now. Keep up with us all week long on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at our handle @LexRex. Or get a bird's eye view of our live traffic cams on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.